COVID-19 has completely accelerated the need to support all the care that's happening in the home because we had no choice. And, caregiving, I always want to make it clear, like caregiving has existed before COVID-19, but what COVID-19 did is it increased the awareness of the vulnerable, who are our elders, people who are sick, and the caregivers who are caring for them. And so it's completely for us at IonCare, it's increased the demand tremendously. It increased the usage. But the interesting thing is we had to really redefine what care looks like during COVID, because typically when we think about support and care, we think about very in-person physical care. I'll come over and take over. I'll give you respite care. I'll drop off a meal and give you a hug. And so we really started shifting it, and we call it care without contact, that all people who are isolated even more in the home, they still have a support system out there. And there are so many ways, and through technology and through our app, they were able to get support with grocery runs and meals that were delivered and virtual check-ins, and that they could still get this type of support even without the physical contact. And when I look at it in terms of healthcare in general, what I think is really exposed is the need to create a better infrastructure to care for people outside of the hospital walls, right? And so everything has typically been centered around what's happening in the institution, but it needs to go beyond that. And so telehealth has really been increased. It's something that's been around for decades, but because of this, people had to force themselves to know how to use video conferencing. And then more importantly, the healthcare system, a lot of the issues are how the payment flows. And so with COVID, they had to accelerate and say, you know what, we will reimburse a virtual visit through Zoom, whereas before that wasn't covered under insurance. And so in my mind, there's a lot of hurt and pain and a lot of things that COVID exposed, but in terms of accelerating the need for the infrastructure of caring what's happening in the home, it's accelerated in a good way.